what does the road look like for you over the next couple of years as you're kind of really getting yourself deeper entrenched into kind of this scene, so to speak, at in school?
Yeah, I think I definitely had a reputation for myself of being the party girl or the fun friend, the friend that was going to bring you all of the stories of, getting thrown out of the club or doing some random crazy thing. But I think what really started to plant the seed, I think, for my sobriety was that getting blackout, there's so much that you don't remember. And relying
Hmm.
on other people to tell you what happened, it wasn't necessarily a great feeling. So, I'm laughing and joking in the moment when we're recapping the night before, but in the back of my mind, I always felt really uncomfortable with the fact that I woke up in this random place and don't know how I got there, or I'm relying on someone to tell me what happened to me and I don't necessarily remember for myself. That was always a little bit scary.
Yeah.
So I think and knowing that I couldn't just have one drink or a couple drinks, like knowing that once I started, I wasn't going to stop, I kind of knew that it was always going to be that way.
Yeah. When you were, kind of this habitual blackout drinker, and you mentioned earlier, and I totally agree with you, drinking and having an issue with alcohol or any substance for that matter is not something we actively talk about in the Black community. Where did you turn to when you started questioning this relationship for yourself? Or did you just kind of try to say like, hey, so long as I can manage it, I'm on the right path? Because I'm assuming, even though it was prevalent in your family, there wasn't anybody immediately right there that you could talk to about it.
Yeah. I love that question. And I think I really give all of the credit to my sobriety to a therapist that I had at the time when I
Okay.
decided to stop drinking, because I didn't really have anyone around me that when I would talk to someone and say, I don't like the way that I drink, or man, these hangovers are really killing me, they weren't necessarily saying, maybe you have a problem, like maybe you shouldn't drink. It was more so, you just drank a little bit too much that one time, or maybe next time just don't drink as much. And in the back of my head, I'm like, you don't think I've tried that? Like, you don't
Hmm.
think that that's something that if I could do, I would? And so I never really felt like I had anyone really understand where I was coming from when I would express any discomfort with the way that I was drinking. So I really credit it to a therapist that I had at a time when I was just explaining to her my patterns and how I was drinking. And that's when she was like, well, have you ever thought about going to AA or anything like that? And it was never anything that I thought about. But it
Hmm.
was during the pandemic when you could join AA meetings virtually. You didn't have to have your camera on, people wouldn't know exactly who you were. And I gave that a shot, and it really changed my life.
I appreciate you guys listening to the Stacking Days podcast. I hope this episode added value to your recovery and wellness journey. Before we go our separate ways, let's connect on social. You can find us on TikTok and Instagram at Stacking Days, or via the website www.stackingdays.com. By supporting the show, you can play a direct role in amplifying people of color in their pursuit of recovery. The easiest way to do that is to subscribe or hit the follow button. This way, you'll never miss an episode, all while playing an active part in creating the ecosystem where diverse voices and healing matter. This show is for the purpose of education and connection and is not a replacement for therapy or recovery care. For more information on the resources and support available, take a look at SAMHSA and some other resources shared in the description. Until we meet again, be well, one day at a time.